What's up, man? Unfortunately, it seems like the server issues are killing our music, our intro, everything. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Opps SportsCast. Me and Zeke was just sitting here getting the show together, man, and it's like a message popped up and said you might be missing some elements from your show due to server error. So obviously, you guys just saw one of those problems. We didn't have our intro music, our logo was broken, the timer wasn't there. EV Mux owes us some money, man. That's just horrible, a horrible look. But anyway, welcome to the Op Sportscast, everybody. I'm your boy Dave in the cut. I'm here with my man Big Zeke, and we didn't have the groove bringing us into the show tonight, man, but it's all good. If you notice, we're down two members tonight, but we weren't gonna let that stop the show from flowing. PZ has some things to take care of, and Josh from East Side is coaching his kids in football, and he has a extremely strenuous month this month. So, doing a lot of stuff at the church, teaching Bible study and then coaching his boys up, and then doing that family stuff. You know what I mean? This family time is important as well. So you just got me and Big Zeke tonight, and we're gonna do our best to give you some good, solid content, and you know see how it goes. What's up, Big Zeke? Uh oh, you muted, baby. I got you. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. How you been?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. All this rain got me down a little bit, but brothers can't have a nice summer here in Western New York.
Yeah, yeah.
Got this pool that I can barely enjoy. You know what I'm saying? My grandkids are
I would
enjoying
I would have to be in the pool, man. I don't care
it.
if it's back. Because I know what's coming, so I
Oh
would
yeah,
have to
for
be in
real.
the pool.
No doubt. It's just that every time it's beautiful outside, but my grandkids are home, for the summer, and then they come over with my daughter, so they get to enjoy it all day. But I come home from work, man. On the drive home, you can see the clouds building up. It seems like it
Yeah,
happens every single day,
yeah.
driving me nuts, man. So, but anyway, man, been some very interesting baseball being played lately. My Yankees, man, we just tell you, man, playing good ball, but we just can't seem to. We got the killer rotation just can't seem to get them dudes to be playing at the same time, and I'm not understanding that, man. And I know what you're gonna say. You guys are winning games, man, and you sitting over there complaining about. I'm like, yeah, man, I am. I'm complaining about it because it's driving me nuts. You know what I'm saying? But I just know what we could be. You know what I'm saying? I know what we could be if we just had a starting rotation that could stay healthy, man. You know?
I mean, you preaching to the choir right now. My team, we the twins, man, the twins. We got swept by the twins,
I know, man.
the
I know.
Minnesota Twins.
I know. And then I was watching Peasy's team today. Now they swept the Nationals this past weekend. I think they swept the Nationals this weekend.
Uh
And
huh.
now they're playing the Padres, and they're like they got these young guys that they brought up, man, and these guys they look like they're serious, man. They don't want to be associated with the guys that were already up that weren't really doing their job. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't want to say they wasn't doing their jobs, man, but they just wasn't playing good ball. And I just think the mix that they had there, just their GM didn't really do them any favors. But it is what it is, man.
I just love watching Juan Soto play defense.
Yeah, I know. I know. Speaking of defense, I don't know if you
Mhm.
saw Tatis rob that grand slam
I
from
saw it,
Lindor. Oh
and
my
he hit
goodness.
2 home runs on the offensive side. So
Yeah. I
man, it was
watched
like
the
a one
game
man
today.
wrecking crew.
He is, man. I watched the game today, and that dude is on everything, man. He just looks like a completely different player. Like every pitch, I don't know if he's just getting good counts. I don't know if I don't know what it is, but it seems like he's not swinging at at nonsense. He's doing a great job. He's on top of everything, man, and he's just doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
but I was like, man, that catch though, oh my goodness, bro. I'm like, and the way he stood there after he did it, man, he was like,
yeah, yeah. And flip the ball from the glove to the hand, just like no fly zone over here, buddy.
yeah, man, yeah. So him and Manny are warming up. Manny, let's see, last night Manny hit number 393, I believe. So
Okay.
I'm hoping I need Manny to get 500, man. 500.
You
If he
think he'll
gets
get the
500,
five?
he's, huh?
You think he can go get
Yeah,
the
man.
five?
Oh, you don't think so?
Oh, I don't know, man. Not if he stays in San Diego.
I don't know, man, because the ball carries there. Now I'm gonna tell you, a lot of his home runs, man, he's either hitting them to dead left or the left center, and he's a pull hitter. He can get on top of stuff. Now he can go dead center field, but I've been watching him, man, and yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man, if Manny plays, his defense is just sick, right?
Yeah,
But say he did, they just kept him and he just DH'd, right? I mean, how many more years do you how many more years do you think he could play as a defensive player? I don't know how old
maybe
Manny
like
is.
maybe two or three,
Two or three more defense.
maybe.
Okay, so do you think that
He's
uh
34.
he's
He
34?
just turned 34 last month.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, the him like with the DH being in both leagues now.
Yeah.
If he could just go, like, if you want to chase 500, go be a DH in Colorado, man.
Nah, man.
Go be a DH in Colorado and
I
just
mean,
hit bombs.
yeah. I mean, he could I would love to have him in New York, you know that. But I would love him for his glove more than anything else, man. But again, like, you know,
Y'all got Ryan McMahon. Y'all don't need Manny Machado.
nah, man, please. Come on, man. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that, man. Just, yeah.
I'm just saying, if that's what he wants to do, if he's chasing 500 more than he's chasing a ring, go play in the friendly skies of Colorado.
Yeah, I don't see that's the thing. I don't think Manny is chasing 500. I think people who collect him and people, his fans that want to see him go into the hall, I think we're the ones that want to see. I definitely want to see him get to 500 because that would just validate all of my Manny collecting and just all the nonsense I'm doing with him and his cards and just memorabilia and stuff. But
Yeah.
that's just me being selfish. I think he could do it if Manny played. So right now it's 393, right? So say before the
Uh-huh.
end of the season he hits three more home runs, right? 396. That'll leave him with 104 left, right?
Yeah.
If he averaged 20 to 25 home runs for the next 4 years,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? That will put him. He's 34, right? That would put him at
Yeah.
38. I
I don't know if
mean,
he can. I don't know if he can do that in San Diego, man. It's still a big park.
yeah,
Like the
I hear
ball
you.
carries, but it's a big park, and the older you get, the more that bat slows down.
That's true. I mean, at some point though, I think San Diego is gonna probably want to get from underneath that contract too. They got a new ownership group out there, man, and you just can never tell what they're gonna want to do. So
You can go to Boston and launch balls at the monster.
yeah, but that's the thing. You got to get it up over you got to get it up over the wall, man. That's the thing. I don't know.
See what other park? Cincinnati, the Great American Small Park.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's ways. That's the thing about baseball, man. Like basketball, the courts are the same. The
Yes.
football, the field is the same. Baseball, it's
Yeah.
so weird. Like how people hold on to these numbers like these numbers are sacred. But I mean, how many home runs got hit in the polo grounds down the line when it was 237?
Right. Right. You talk about a
Like,
weird park, man. That's the
yeah,
strangest park, bro. I've never seen a park so strange, man.
237 down the line, like a million feet to dead center.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. Didn't the Polo Grounds have statues in the outfield too? I know the old
I
Yankee
think I heard
Stadium.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There was another. Now, remember when the Astros Park used to have the incline that used to go
The
up a little
hill,
bit with a flagpole?
yeah,
Be come
a
on, man.
flagpole and a hill in center field. Like
So
I
they,
saw
I
Andrew Jones run up there and make a catch. I thought he messed himself up. He got up limping.
yeah,
'Cause,
man,
I
that
mean,
was just
you running full speed. You looking at the ball. You're not sure where that hill is. There's no warning track for the hill.
who thought of that? Like, I really need to know, like, whose idea was it to put a flagpole in modern times, mind you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
we living in the modern times, man. Whose idea was it to put a freaking flagpole and a hill in a brand new stadium? Like, they had a choice. It wasn't
Right.
like it was already there. They just legitimately was like, we're gonna do this, and hey, it should be cool. Let's
Nobody's gonna hit the ball this far.
right. I don't get that, bro. I really don't, man. I just who what other parts have quirky stuff like that? Not too many. We remember Miami's park. They when Jeet
Yeah,
went
with
in there,
the
he
the
got rid of
statue
the
out in center
yeah.
field.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you hear the story behind that? The
I
story
think I
behind
did.
that
I
was
can't remember it though.
yeah, there was an artist that won some competition. He got commissioned to do that artwork or whatever. And so there was some agreement that it always had to stay in the stadium because it was on some kind of registry or something like that. That it couldn't be not inside of the stadium because of the type of work and the type of commissioned work that was done. Something like he didn't charge them a fee to do it, but he there was an agreement that it would be inside of the park and stay inside of the park. And Jeet
Yeah.
was like, yeah, we'll see about that. And so they took it out, and I think they were like planning to move it. Like I think they moved it like outside into
Yeah,
the.
it's still there.
It's like outside in the walk around area, kind of like the numbers are at Truist Park,
Yeah.
for the players and stuff like that, man.
But what made
But
me mad was when they got rid of the fish tank down there.
oh, you like that, huh?
I like the fish tank. It was nice, man. It was a nice little touch.
Yeah, I think the swimming pool they got to get rid of swimming pools. That's just to
What
me
in
that's
Tampa?
like
Not Tampa, Arizona.
Arizona, man. It's
Why
just
we
a
gotta get rid of swim up?
it's
Come
just a
on, Dave.
it's
Dave,
just a
don't do it, Dave.
bacteria, huh?
You every week you try to get me to say it. I'm not gonna do it this time.
Go ahead, man. Say
Nah,
it for
man.
those who don't know.
Nah, Dave. I'm not gonna do it
Get
to you.
off my lawn.
Sounding real grampish right now, bruh.
Nah, man, it's just, all it is for me, man, is that I see it as like how many bodies been in that pool, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I mean,
they
it's
had
it's
they
not it's not a personal pool. It's just like a pool, like a hotel or something like that, or a pool on a cruise ship. I'm
yeah,
pretty
I
sure they
mean,
cleaning it.
you would hope so, right?
Yeah. And in all
Cause
these years that I had that pool, we ain't heard of no kind of flesh eating diseases or nothing like that.
true that. I'll give you that, man. I was just, I'm just of the hot tubs and like community pools, bruh. I'm like, nah, man, y'all could keep it. Bro, I
Yeah.
used to swim at that Avenue D pool, so
Oh
growing up,
dang.
you know, we lucky we still alive,
Oh
man.
wow.
Everybody in that neighborhood, man, we lucky we made it out, bro.
Right.
For real, cause yeah, enough said, man. Enough said. All right, man. Let's get into it, man. I know we kicked it a little bit, man. We paid homage to our comrades that could not be with us tonight, and we wish
Yeah,
them well. I'm sure that we will more than likely hear from what's my man's name?
rebellion something or other.
Yeah,
Rebellion Mets
Raging
truck,
Rebellion, Rebellion
something
Watch,
like that. Something like that.
Rebellion.
Rebellion Watch Nixon 5.
All right, now don't get
I don't know.
don't get disrespectful. Now. Don't, don't get don't get disrespectful. All right, so let's jump into it, man. Let me pull up my list here, man, because I'm yelling at people to get off my lawn. I'm getting up there, bro. So I gotta have these notes with me here. I'm not about to fake like a lot of this comes off the dome. So let's get into our first topic, man. We're gonna talk about the legacy of Tommy John, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Tommy John, man. Nicknamed the Bionic Man, passed away on August 15th, 2026. He was the first baseball pitcher to have ulnar collateral ligament reconstruction surgery, and also called the UCL surgery,
Hmm.
also known as Tommy John surgery. Now, let me say this really quick, Zeke. So for people who don't know, Tommy John got UCL surgery, bro, and went on to play 14 years after he got the surgery, which is nuts for a pitcher.
Yeah,
So it was highly successful. I'm thinking, just because, 14 years, man, in pitching, your elbow's not supposed to move the way that it moves when pitchers pitch. And the it was the he was playing with the Dodgers at the time. And the Dodgers team doctor, Frank Jobe, is the one that performed the surgery. And so let me let you talk about that a little bit, and then I'll go back into a couple stats that I got here on that. All right.
yeah. So um, anybody who follows baseball even a little bit has heard of Tommy John surgery. Like it seems like any pitcher who steps on a mound recently, like they've either had it or they're on the road to it, which kind of sucks. I mean,
Yeah.
to think that way, but it just seems like every time you see these young pitchers who are throwing 98, 99, 102, 103 all the time, sooner or later they're going to be getting that Tommy John surgery. So basically, what happens is the ligament on the inner part of your elbow uh, gets either torn or ripped completely off or some kind of damage. And what they do is they take a ligament from either your forearm, your hamstring, or your foot,
Yep.
and they take it from there and they put it in your elbow. And the crazy part is back before, like his was the first surgery that they ever did something like that, and his options were, well, this is either going to work or you're never going to pitch again.
Right. Right.
So it's like, all right, well, and I mean, at that point, he had already had like 12 years under his belt. So you're thinking, like, all right, well, baseball was cool, but now he was like, let's give it a shot.
Yep.
And like Dave said earlier, he wanted to pitch 14 more years. And
Yes, sir.
it's crazy how these pitchers, like, they're out there on the mound, they're throwing 100 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden, fastball dips to like 88. And first thing that pops into your head is like, oh, crap,
Oh man.
here it comes. And they give the whole, well, he's gonna rest for a few days, and or they're
Yep.
not saying Tommy John surgery yet, but you're just looking at the screen like, bro, I'm
You're
back.
right.
I'm on
Like, don't
the
play with
banana
us,
in the
man.
tailpipe. We know what's going on. So yeah. So and like pitchers these days, like you got guys that they got Tommy John surgery in high school.
Yeah,
Like
man.
before they even get to college or before they even step on a professional mound, they've already had Tommy John surgery. And before, where it was like, it's kind of like, I feel like it's kind of like the Achilles injuries, where before, or like an ACL, like an
Yes,
Achilles injury used to be career ending. ACL, you were down for like 12 to 18 months or something like that. And didn't Adrian Peterson come back in like 9 months after his ACL injury?
he did. Which he's
Yeah,
like the bionic man, dude.
yeah. And he came back, he didn't lose a step. So it's like injuries these days with the technology and the research and the money and everything. Um, it's like these injuries are no longer career ending. It's just like you're almost expected to have to deal with it. And if you don't, then God bless you.
Right.
You made it through your career without having to do it. I don't know if no. See, that's the thing, man. Like I didn't hear about a lot about Tommy John surgery with all these the pictures that I watched. I know John Smoltz had it like I want to say later on in his career, but like you
Mm.
got the Maddoxes and the Smoltzes and the Randy Johnsons and the Pedros and like
Yes.
these dudes who went out there and threw like thousands and thousands of innings never had these major elbow surgeries or the shoulder surgeries. And it's like, what happened? Why can't we get back to that? Like,
You know
you
what, bruh? Because I really think it's tied to so so back then, man. I think mechanics when you started to see it, I think that guys started to throw different pitches, different pitches. They they wanted to like widen their arsenal.
yeah,
Excuse me. And I think that they were looking to add certain pitches that may have contributed to it and like kind of brought it along. And then you got into this era, man, where I want to call it the long ball era,
yeah,
where mano y mano, you know what I'm saying? These guys want to go up against, oh, let's see if you could, you hitting the long ball, let's see if you let's see if you could take my 95 deep. You know what I'm saying? 95
yeah.
was it. Now it's like, now these
105.
yeah, these guys are throwing ridiculous now. But and don't think that it's not going to come back to catch up with them, man, because the human arm is not intended to flex the way that it flexes when you throw a pitch. That's why these little kids, like even my grandson, man, he's always like, oh, I threw this I got a chart up here, baseball pitching grips guide, and he's always talking about he threw this pitch to this kid and he threw and he's young, he has no idea,
Yeah,
he's not touching, he may have thrown, he's definitely thrown a fastball, he's definitely thrown a changeup. I've showed him those
yeah,
grips, but curveball, he's not throwing no curveball. He just throw the
right.
ball that died at the plate.
It's
You know
just
what
a
I'm saying?
lobbing fastball. He lobbing a
Right,
fastball in there.
right. And you don't want him at age 8 years old thinking about throwing a curveball. That's completely
Right.
ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And
You get
so,
some of these baseball cards where they catch the snapshot of the pitcher throwing. And it's like, why is his elbow bent like that?
yeah, I showed Liz a picture of Tommy John's. His arm was flexing when he was throwing. Man, his arm when he was back, as far back as it was, man, his fist was below
Yeah,
his forearm, his elbow, his, you know what I'm saying, the top part of it
yeah,
was just, it was below the equator, bro. And I'm like, your arm is not supposed to do that. So you're doing that over and over and over again, and then you're thinking about like, even just like, you're in the bullpen, you're warming up before a game, you're throwing that, your arm is constantly, because you're a pitcher, your arm is constantly doing that. You're constantly putting that stress on your arm.
right.
And
And they only count the pitches you throw in a game. They don't count the pitches you throw warming up. They don't count the pitches in spring training or your bullpen days or nothing like that. It's just
right,
your
right.
arm ain't meant to do that.
And here's the thing, man. I have the argument with people all the time, especially like card collectors, man. Oh, the Miz is the best, man. I said, listen, Miz is gonna blow his arm out. He does not have to throw. He doesn't even have to throw 102, 103, at all. If you
Right,
if you have any kind of skill set, touching 99 and 100, what can you do with 104 and 105 that you can't do with 100? Like I don't
right.
understand that, right?
And just
So
to have that in your bag is just Drop it on
Right.
him occasionally.
Bro, Mariano Rivera made a career out of one pitch. He threw
Yep.
the cutter, right?
Yep.
And the cutter is just dance. It's just movement, right? Didn't have to be fast. It wasn't lightning fast. And then you know who I'm gonna go to next because Mo was the dude, was the Yankee, but you know who I'm gonna talk about next, and it's Greg Maddux. Okay,
Greg Maddox.
Greg Maddux is the man. I show my grandson Greg Maddux all the time, man, and it's like, what's the fastest you think Maddux ever threw? 91, 92,
Maybe. Like
maybe,
if he
right?
broke 90, it was like, oh snap.
Right. He's throwing the heat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like he's throwing heat, man. He's throwing heat. He's not, man. Maddox was like, to me, man, he was a magician, bro. He was
He was
just
an
like
artist.
I couldn't believe how good that dude was, man. And I just don't understand why these guys really feel like today that heat is the way to go, man. It's like I gotta be throwing, 100 plus. You don't. You could. We got a Hall of Famer, man, that made a career out of throwing. Just he was throwing in the high 80s, and he was moving. He was had movement like you wouldn't believe. You
And
know?
even the dudes that had gas, like Randy Johnson wasn't throwing 80,
No.
90 fastballs again. He wasn't worried about, like, I hate seeing that chart where it's like, ooh, pitches over 100 miles an hour. Like, who cares if they're balls? Like,
Yeah.
you throwing a ball, yeah, you threw it 100 miles an hour, but it was 8 inches off the plate or
Right.
8 inches above the plate. You're not, Matt, like you said, Maddox, my man, nothing he threw was straight. It was all
No.
sinking, cutting, curve, slider. Like he knew I got 88, 89. It was all about making it move and location. And if you
That's it.
work off of what you got, like, all right, if you come in there with a 70 mile an hour changeup and you come in there with a 82 mile an hour sinker, you drop the fastball in there at 88, up and in at the top of the strike zone, you're gonna get it by him every time.
Every
So
time, man.
you talk about a man that has 300 over 300 wins, over 3,000 strikeouts, a ton of Cy Youngs, and barely broke 90.
Right. That's crazy, man.
I
That's
don't.
just
I would love to see prime Greg Maddux pitching today.
it wouldn't it just it
Especially with these three outcome players who all they want to do is either gonna hit a home run, they're gonna walk, or they're gonna strike out. Well, Maddox ain't walking you.
nah.
He's not gonna walk you. So he's gonna get up there with his 90 mile an hour fastball and his changeup and his cutter and his slider and his curveball, and he gonna get up there and do his thing. But then
All, all
for
day.
when you had Greg Maddux on one side, you had Glavine, you had Randy Johnson, you had Pedro, you had Mike Mussina. Like I would love to see those prime guys who went out there. I heard something. I was listening to MLB radio on my way to a class the other night, and they said back. And I hate saying back in the day because like back in the day is like when I was growing up watching baseball. It feels like, but
Right.
starting pitchers, like, yeah, they're starting the game, but they wanted to finish the game.
Right.
Like none of this five and dive crap. Like these dudes are going out pitching 105 pitches in 4 and 2/3 innings.
Right.
When Maddox was pitching complete games in 88 pitches.
Right. Right. He was
Like
doing his
they call
thing,
it the
man.
Maddox. They call it the Maddox. If you get a complete game under 100 pitches, that's the Maddox. Like
Bruh.
I don't get it, man.
I don't
I
either,
don't get
man.
it.
And
And
I'm like,
even as recent as like Sandy Alcantara, like he's a modern day pitcher, and like one of his big calling cards was complete games.
yeah.
Like he'd go out there and he'd give you 9 innings of quality ball, and now it's like if Mizorowski could learn to harness all of that energy that he has, yeah, you got 105 in your bag. 98 isn't easy to hit.
No.
99 isn't easy to hit. And then when you're breaking off sliders and changeups and curveballs off of that 98, 99, I mean, shoot. I hate celebrating. I hate the quality start The
Yeah.
the the criteria is 6 innings and 3 earned runs or less. Like 6 innings and 3 earned runs, that's still a 4.5 ERA.
Yeah, man. That's like that. That would be like to me. That's like the average, and that's an average pitcher. Like there's
Yeah,
nothing
that's not
to
quality.
nah. There's nothing quality about that, man. I don't understand that. I really
But
don't.
nowadays, it's like if you get to 6 innings, oh, you went above and beyond.
Yeah,
You go and I there was a pitcher for the Cardinals yesterday. 5 innings, shutout ball. He gets pulled. You go try to take Randy Johnson off the mound after 5 innings and he's pitching a shutout.
you can forget
Or
it, man.
Nolan Ryan or Andy
John,
Pettit.
John Musina.
Yeah. I mean, come on now.
I don't get
So
it, man. I like today. Skeens threw uh, four and a third today. Like, what's going on with Skeens, man?
he's been struggling. Like
Four and a
his
third.
past few his past few I can't even say past few starts. Just like his past 9 or 10 starts, his
Yeah,
ERA is like over 5.
yeah,
Like I don't know what's going on. I don't know if him and Livy beefing behind closed doors. I don't know if he's trying to play his way out of Pittsburgh. I don't know what's going on, but it's
yeah.
not looking good for Mr. Schemes.
Well, that's future Yankee Mister Skeens to you. I
I
don't
guess I
care.
mean
I don't care how
that's
blubbery he gets. We'll
it's
take him.
just you gotta be careful with that can't miss label. The people throw that can't miss label around, and it's like, look, baseball gonna choose who it chooses.
Yes, sir. It really
So
is, man. You're not even lying, man. It really, really is. And I think the problem is that people tend to think that the talent alone is going to carry them, right? People look at schemes and like, man, his mechanics, he's nobody can touch him, nobody can do this. Okay, but what about the mental part about of it? What happens when he's having problems with his lady and he needs to show up to the park and he's got to put that stuff behind him. He can't be really bringing that stuff. What's going to happen then? Like,
yeah,
how is he going to perform? Like, what's really going on? You know what I mean?
yeah,
They don't. That's the part that those old school guys really really brought to the table, man. Is like they they let their business on the field be their business, and anything else that was happening, it was like, well, that's just gonna have to wait. You know what I'm saying? I don't
yeah.
really have time for that right now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I just these young guys, man, with this wanting to throw super fast and just like I don't get it, man. I really don't. I don't get it at all. So
One
so
thing I didn't like about what the Pirates did, I'm looking it up now just to verify, but I think they got a. Aren't they playing the Dodgers this weekend?
oh, I don't know. They could be.
I'm trying to pull up the
You looking it
schedule
up now?
now.
While you look
Yeah,
that
they
up
are
real
playing the
quick.
Dodgers this weekend.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, Skeens was scheduled to pitch Sunday, which would have
This
lined him up for. Yeah, he was scheduled to pitch this past Sunday,
right,
which
and they
would have
skipped
lined him
over
up
him,
for one of
right?
those Dodgers games, and they rested him, gave him a little extra time, and had him pitch today. Now he's gonna miss the Dodger series, and it's like this is supposed to be like one of the top pitchers. Who doesn't want to see that matchup? Skeens versus Otani, Skeens versus Freddie Freeman, Skeens versus Muncy or Mookie Betts or something's if something's going on with the man, shut him down. The chances of y'all making the playoffs slim to none. To
Yep.
have just string him along and have him finish the season for what, and risk the rest of his career. And I don't want to see him become a Strasburg type where
Yeah, man.
it's a whole
Because
lot of what if.
that could easily happen, man. It really could. It could easily happen, man. So
I can't even say Strasburg because Strasburg actually like he had a long career. He won a World Series. Kerry Wood, Mark Pryor. Yeah,
Jobber
that's
Chamberlain,
a job. The midges. He
the
got
midget,
jumped by
baby.
some. Cleveland set him
Yo,
up. Lovely, but
see, I saw online somebody went. Jobber Chamberlain was doing a autograph session this past weekend, and this guy this guy bought a picture, this huge painting of a midge, and he wanted Jabba Chamberlain to sign it for him.
Wow.
And Jabba was laughing. He signed it for him. It's crazy. Yeah, man. People crazy,
Wow.
man. So let me do this real quick, man. I want to put
Yep.
these. I want to throw some stats. But I want to go back to Tommy John real quick. So
Okay.
and about his legacy, man. So for people that just joined, Tommy John was the first pitcher in MLB to have the UCL surgery, and it ultimately was named after him, Tommy John surgery. And what's weird enough about this is that people had this surgery before, but it was more for like hand and wrist surgeries. They had this ligament replacement surgery, but it was, again, for those areas. But he was this was a very risky surgery, and obviously it was successful because he pitched for 14 years after he got the surgery. So but this is what I did not know, bro. This is crazy. So over 1,000 Major League Baseball players and over 2,600 professional baseball players. That means every level, minor league ball,
Yeah.
triple, double, single, what have you, including minor leaguers and amateurs have undergone surgery. So that's over 1,000 major league players, over 2,600 professional baseball players as a whole. Have undergone Tommy John surgery since it was first performed in 1974. Roughly 39% of all active major league pitchers have had Tommy John at some point in their career.
That's crazy.
That is just nuts, man.
That's
I saw a
crazy.
kid that got drafted from high school, a high school player that just got drafted. I can't remember his name. And when his season was over, this past season, he had to have Tommy John surgery, and he got drafted. I
Yep.
can't remember who drafted him though, but
I saw
there
that
you,
story. I can't remember who it was.
yeah,
But I'm like, did y'all know he was gonna have Tommy John and just said, you know what, he's done for the year? Like
yeah.
that's crazy.
I just hate hearing like, the thing is, man, hey, they got this high school kid, he throws heat, man. This kid is touching 100, and man, there's no reason for that in high school. There's just
Right.
not, man. Who I mean, really, unless you're the elite of the elite, like who's hitting 100 in high school, man? Like, unless, again, there's some kids that do it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not taking that from them. But why are they having to hit 100? Obviously, it's because somebody is out there throwing 100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
tell my grandson all the time, man. I tell Ez, I said, listen, man, you so worried about trying to throw heat. Where's your control? You gonna kill somebody.
Right.
He broke a thing we had hanging up on our wall the other day because we let him set a pillow up on the steps and pitch into this pillow. And he trying to throw so hard, man. He threw the ball 5 feet outside of the pillow and hit the wall and knocked this thing off the wall. And this is what little kids see now, man. They see these guys throwing so hard, and they like, I need to do that. In order to be a
Yeah.
pitcher, I have to throw hard like that.
Yeah.
And that's not really what we should really be teaching these kids, man. So,
The same
what it,
thing with hitting. It's like no the Tony Gwynn's of the world, the Willie McGee's of the world, like true leadoff hitters, true number two hole hitters. Like there's no roles in like batting order anymore. Like there used to be certain characteristics you had to have to
yep,
be a three hole. Like normally the 3 hole hitter was your best hitter.
yes,
That's your best overall hitter. Your 4 hole hitter was your best power hitter. Now you got Kyle Schwarber hitting leadoff
yes, yeah,
because he walks a lot. It's like so. Like I love Ronald Acuna Jr. He's not a leadoff hitter to me.
not
Like
anymore.
it's exciting if he hits the leadoff home run.
Yeah,
Like you put like Shohei shouldn't be hitting leadoff to me. Shohei should be somewhere in the middle of the lineup.
right.
What good is it if you got a stat line is like 41 home runs and 84 RBI? Like, dude,
And he's raking too, man. Like Otani hits home runs, man. It
yeah,
seems like every time I look up, this dude is hitting a home run, man. I'm like, Why do you guys have this dude leading off, man? You're like
because it's
wasting production.
exciting.
Just wasting production, man. So
And even when Acuna's not leading off, is Drake Baldwin. Like, why is my catcher leading off?
right.
Like, come on, man. Make it make sense. You got Ozzy Albies, you got Michael Harris, you got plenty of candidates that can lead off. Nah, we're gonna have
And,
Drake Baldwin
and
leading off.
Albies and Harris, those are speed dudes, man.
Yeah,
They got speed. Get your
put him
speed
up
guy out
top.
there leading off.
Nah, Ozzy Albies is hitting cleanup. Make it make sense.
Ah, man, I can't. I can't, bro. But I digress, man.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, man. So
I'm not
yeah,
gonna cry about the Braves
uh,
tonight.
so rest in peace to Tommy John, man. What a legend in his own right. He has helped thousands of players extend their careers, man, save their careers, and to me, he's like a Kurt Flood type of story, man. If you don't know who Kurt Flood is, please go look up Kurt Flood because when you see these guys getting all of these hundreds of millions of dollars in deferred money and are being allowed to hit free agency, they need to. Well, I'm not going to say that. They owe it to Kurt Flood. They owe that to Kurt Flood because if there was no Kurt Flood, there would be no free agency, uh, probably in any sports. Because I think he pioneered that. He ushered that in baseball when he refused to take an assignment that he was being. Back then, they used to sell players to other teams. They didn't just trade you; you were getting sold. So, which is kind of crazy, but
No comment.
yeah, yeah. So that hits different, man.
A little bit.
It's crazy. It hits different when a a non-black player goes into the office and say you got sold today. You're going to
Yeah,
Chicago. You know,
yeah.
it's like somebody was like, "Hey, I think we probably should change that language at some point." But I digress, man. Like, shout out to Kurt Flood, man. Shout out to Tommy John, and we
You think he should be in the Hall of Fame?
man. I do actually. I do because one thing that I one thing that I don't like about Major League Baseball's Hall of Fame is that they want to act like they're putting in not only the best of the best, but the squeaky cleanest of the squeaky cleanest, right?
Yeah.
So I think Shoeless Joe Jackson should be in the Hall of Fame.
Hmm.
I think I think there are eras of baseball that it's just like for me, like there's things that happen in this world that they're ugly things, but they are a part of our world history, right? And you can't
Hmm.
ignore them. You can't bury them, and you shouldn't bury them because it's a part of progress. It's a part of
Right.
of that thing you hope is progress, right? And I feel like a story. They don't have enough stories like Tommy John in the Hall of Fame. They don't have enough stuff like Shoeless Joe Jackson in the Hall of Fame. You got Sammy Sosa, you got Mark McGuire. You have ugly periods. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
stuff should not be overlooked, man. This is like, okay, so baseball came from this to this, and then we went through this really ugly period. They should have stuff in there about the strike. The strike should be
Hmm.
uh, a piece of the Hall of Fame. It doesn't need to be a shrine with all this, shrouded in all this fakeness about, oh, the MLB was always so this and this. It's like if you look at the first class that went into the Hall of Fame, you had
Yeah.
a drunk, a womanizer, right? And then you have a lot of people will say, well, it's false, but you have a self-admitted racist. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And you can look at the picture, right? One of them isn't there because they were late to take the picture because they got caught in traffic or something like trying to get there for the picture. But if you look at the very first class inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, they're
A
not
bunch of imperfect people.
they're very imperfect, man. And it's like, so so why try to hide that? There was a lot of bad stuff that happened, as a result of people just being human, and I don't think that stuff should be swept under the rug. I think we really should. That stuff should be on display in the Hall of Fame, and for whatever reason, they feel like that, it doesn't need to be there, but whatever.
Yeah, I
So,
think
but I
if
do
they
think
if
Tommy
they
John, huh?
I was gonna say you mentioned putting stuff in there about the strike. I think that would force them to put the McGuire Sosa story in there because that's what saved baseball after the strike.
Absolutely, man.
Like
And
the whole chicks dig the long ball campaign,
right,
that was birthed out of what McGuire and Sosa did in '98. So
right. And then what you do, man, is this stuff that comes out. You got the report that came out, with people's names on it and stuff. You have to
mhm.
embrace that. Do you know how
Yeah,
you kill it? You embrace it, because when you embrace it, we say, listen, this is the dark period. So we had a good period. You have these periods in the hall. This is one of the dark periods. This is what happened. Where we had people, players using illegal substances. At the time, there was no testing, but these people came up on this report, and we had to crack down on it. And since we cracked down on it, there are people that have been caught. But this is what we did to try to clean up the game, and
yeah,
you embrace it and you don't run from it. But
right,
when you just when you just try to avoid it, man, it's like, here's my thing, man. David Ortiz is one of my favorite players. He's a Red Sox, right? He is one of
yeah,
my all-time favorite players, man. Top 5. I say it all the time, man. David Ortiz was on that report, man. And
yep,
people could say what they want to say. He was on the report. He can deny it all he wants. There were other people that were on that report, and they're like, they were quiet. They didn't say anything. The Mitchell
right,
report came out, and it's like, well, if you didn't do it, how did you get on that list? He's in the Hall of Fame. But you
right,
didn't hear anything about him being on that report while they were ushering him into the Hall of Fame.
right.
And to me, man, it's like, come on, man. Like, you got a guy that was on the report, that's in there now. So what are you guys gonna do? Like, you can't keep shaking your fist at Barry Bonds and all of these other people, man. It's like,
Roger Clemens.
yeah,
To,
man.
to have a Hall of Fame with Barry Bonds hit the most home runs in baseball history. Roger Clemens has the most Cy Youngs in baseball history. You can't tell the story of baseball.
You
You
can,
can't
man.
tell the story of the '90s and the 2000s without Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds.
Let me ask you a
And
question.
somehow they're not in the Hall of Fame.
Let me ask you this. How many times did Barry Bonds test positive for PEDs?
Zero.
How many times did his name show up on the Mitchell report?
Was he in the Metro Report?
He was not. And
That's
that's my
interesting.
point. You had some guy going into court saying, hey, I gave him this stuff. I did this. I did this. Blah, blah, blah. And then you had the guy who owned the lab that went to jail and
Went
said,
to
listen,
jail.
man,
Yeah.
huh? I'm not,
I
what are
was
you
going to say, the
talking
dude
about?
went to jail for this guy.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Well, you're going to go to jail. Take me to jail then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's my point being, man, that, there are a lot of people that just did things, and there were people that were accused of doing things, right? But then, like I said, you let one in, you got to let the rest in. You have
Yeah.
to embrace that time period of what was going on when the game was tainted, man, and the long ball was ruling, and it was saving baseball. So, you know,
And that's one thing about seeing baseball on Netflix that I do appreciate. Seeing Barry Bonds on that panel, being part of the game, like he needs to be somewhere. I loved when the Marlins had him as a pitching coach or as a hitting coach. I love watching clips of him talking. Like I don't know if you've seen those clips of him and Greg Maddux. Speaking of Greg Maddux, like somebody sat down and gave each of them
yes,
an iPad of a
yes,
particular at bat, and to just hear how much they remember about that particular at bat. Like Barry's like, oh, he's gonna come in here because he's thinking this, and then Maddox like, well, he's probably gonna do this, so I'm gonna have to do that. And they're
right,
saying the same thing, but
right,
in separate rooms. It's like just to watch their mind work. Like Barry
yeah,
Bonds is
man.
one of those minds that needs to be somewhere in the game.
You were watching them literally play chess. They were talking
Yes.
out a chess game. You know what I mean? They were
Yeah.
talking about a game of chess, looking at, and they remember like the fact that they can remember the pitch count. They can remember,
Right.
okay, I spit on that, but then he threw me this, and it's like, man, how
And
many
this at
years
bat
ago?
happened 30 something years ago.
Right, right,
And they're to know that they know what the other person is thinking in the moment.
yeah,
It's just I don't know, man. Yeah,
yeah,
he took
it's
steroids, but steroids didn't help that.
right, right.
Whatever he took allegedly, it didn't help him hit the ball. It didn't help him think the game out. It just I don't know, man. And before he even took anything, the man was a Hall of Famer in Pittsburgh
He
and
was.
his first few years in San Fran. So you can't negate that.
Nah, you
You
can't.
really can't negate that. The man
People
was
people
arguably one of
want
the
to,
greatest of all
man.
time.
Not much you can do. Not much you can do to take that away from him, man. And I don't know. I think people love to pray for your downfall, and that's why it's like you gotta just be so careful, man, about like when you when you're coming up in games like this. You gotta keep your circle so tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You really do, man. So all right,
Jeff
bro.
Kent is in the Hall of Fame. Barry Bonds needs to be in there too.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I
Ah,
know, man. I know. All right, man. So let's get into our next topic, bro. I'm gonna throw this up here and let you talk to us about what the WNBA playoffs might be looking like right now.
listen, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. There's some exciting basketball being played though, and I mean, if you look at this graphic, this is one of those. I hate this phrase, but if the playoffs started today,
Yeah, yeah.
um, um, I honestly one matchup that I'm hoping is holding true, and listen, everybody wants to see that 4 or 5 matchup, Dave.
You
Everybody
think
wants
so?
to see that.
You think so?
Absolute. That's a dream scenario. I mean, the only thing that could make it better is if it happens like in the finals.
True. True.
But I mean, for the sake of the game, that's probably not the best uh, finals to have. But just to have those two face off in the playoffs, I mean, and the sad part is everybody's going to be looking at Angel versus Caitlyn
Yeah,
when
man.
there's so much more to what
I get it.
Kelsey Mitchell. She doesn't get enough credit for what she does for that Indiana Fever squad. Um, and I don't watch Fever games unless they're playing a team that I want to see play. Like if it's Fever versus the Lynx, I'll watch. If it's the Fever versus the Aces, I'll watch. Fever versus the Dream, I'll watch. And whenever I see her playing, or if I'm like watching highlights, she is the engine of that team. Like she is what everybody wants Caitlyn to be. But
Yeah.
all people could talk about is Caitlyn and the queen of triple singles, Sophie Cunningham. Um, I just wish Mitchell got more due than she is getting. She deserves a lot more respect for her game. But I mean, I've been watching the Aces have been faltering lately. They're the defending champs and they're playing like scrubs. I don't know what's going on. Um, I just hope this is one of those lulls. Like, all right, get it out of your system now, and try to find some kind of form before the playoffs start. There's a handful of games left. I'm not sure exactly how much, somewhere between like 5 and 10 games left for everybody. And the biggest shock I think is Golden State. The Valkyries, they were an expansion team last year, and they made the playoffs as an expansion team. And you look right now, they're the number
That's
two
crazy,
seed.
man.
They're the second best team in the league. Um,
Where are
and
they
then
out
you
of?
got, huh?
Where are they out of? Valkyries.
Golden State.
Okay.
Yep. So, and then Minnesota. Speaking of players who need more respect, Olivia Miles is the rookie in Minnesota. Like she is a beast, and you put her with the rest of that squad up there. Nafisa Collier before she got hurt. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that she was hurt, she'd probably be in the MVP conversation. Um, she's one of the top players in the league. So there's a lot of good ball. I'm excited to see what happens. I, I'm gonna say I'm no expert. I'm no WNBA connoisseur, but it's one of those things where like all the focus on Indiana is making me say, well, they're not the only team in the league, and you got ballers out there that are doing their thing, and um, kind of makes me regret not paying a little more attention to the WNBA before now. Because I mean, if you look back throughout the history, there were some ballers and there was some good basketball taking shape then, but everybody's worried about, oh, they don't dunk. Okay.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, would it make it more exciting? Sure, but I mean, I've been watching games, and I'm like, the other day I came home, and I think I was like halfway. It was halfway through the third quarter, and I watched the rest of the third quarter, the fourth quarter, and overtime. I'm sitting here cheering like it was Bulls versus Knicks in '96. And it's like
yeah.
I don't have a dog in the fight, but just the watching these girls go out there and play ball and execute and hit big buckets and I don't know, man. It's there's more ways to, if you're a basketball fan and not paying attention to the WNBA, you're missing out. That's all
Now,
I'll say.
when the Liberty won the championship, man, like I'm not gonna front because they're a New York team, bro. I watched it, and
Hmm.
I was entertained. You know what I'm saying? Now again, I was locked in on the Liberty. I was just locked in on home. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right.
it was a situation where I wasn't really. I was looking at it more like I hope y'all don't screw up. Then trying to learn who the players were, I was just like buckets was falling, and I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, y'all do your thing.
Yeah.
I've never been a WNBA fan. You know what I'm saying? But that series, that final series, man, I was like, okay, so it was intense, man, because they had a lot on their back. They had a lot riding on that.
Yeah.
And um
Trying to
it was
bring a
just
championship to New York.
yeah, man. And so but this time around, man, if there's some new dogs in the fight, I feel like I might check it out. Oh, here's a
The
fun
way
fact
I
right
feel
here.
about, oh, what's up, Brady? Just took plenty of Advil. Yeah, Advil and Greenies. That's how they got by back in the
Greenies,
day.
baby, greenies.
But yeah, I'm approaching the WNBA kind of like believe it or not, I'm low key looking forward to the Premier League soccer season starting. Like
Okay.
off the strength of the Ryder, not the Ryder Cup. Dang, I'm a
I
golf
know,
guy,
man.
y'all.
That's all right. I
Off the
got you.
strength of the World Cup, like to see that level of soccer being played, um, I might tune in and catch a couple games and see some of these players that I watched on the World Cup stage, like see them for their home club, and it's refreshing to not have a favorite team.
Yeah.
Just watch for the sake of watching, and that's how I feel about the WNBA. Like I watch, and it's like there's certain players that I want to see do well, but I'm not a Lynx fan or I'm not a Liberty fan. I want to see these. I want to see good ball.
Right. Now, let me tell you this. Let me give you a little advice, man. So, like, since you digging into Premier League, I got into Premier League during the pandemic
Hmm.
because they were like, you know what? All be damned if you think we're not gonna play soccer and
Right,
football, in Europe,
football.
right? That was their mantra. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then baseball, they were playing around, man. They were trying to figure out, oh, we're gonna play. Are we gonna play half a season? Like, what are we gonna do? And then, they started arguing over money, and I started to get real frustrated with the MLBPA and the players. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
my cousin was like, listen, have you ever watched Premier League? You should tune into it. And he was like, you're a Yankee fan. And he goes, the team that most resembles the Yankees is Man City because their ownership, the way that they go about it is they go out and they try to get who they can get. They don't let resources get in the way. And that's the old school Yankees, I believe. That's the
yeah,
George Steinbrenner way,
yeah.
of doing things. But so he got me to start following Premier League. So what I was doing was I was setting my DVR, man, and I was recording any games that came on, all Premier League games. But I was looking for Man City, and actually, that's how I learned about soccer. I learned the rules. I learned all the different teams. Who the villains were. All of the rivalries
Yeah.
and stuff. And to this day, man, I follow Man City, man, and you know, it's it's just it's refreshing, man, because the games are really, really good. They're intense. They mean something. Everybody was losing their mind over Haaland when he was over here playing in the World Cup, but he plays for my team, so
Yeah.
I've seen him a lot. You know what I mean? So I wasn't surprised. But
Yeah.
again, it's like this the talent level in Europe is it's insane, man. But what I would do, Zeke, is like I would probably like use either Gemini or Chat GPT and just say, listen, I'm a Braves fan. I like I've been a Braves fan for this long. I like how the organization is run. I like the history of that team, and I'm looking to follow Premier League. What Premier League team is comparable to the Braves organization and has the legacy, that type of legacy, and and the way they do things. You might be surprised what they spit out and tell you, what team you should follow. Now, it'd be crazy if they told you, Man United, 'cause you know how they get Man City and Man United,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Now we rivals
You're right, right. What's
because of
crazy
Chat
about
GPT.
what's crazy about those soccer clubs, man? A lot of people don't know this, but those soccer clubs, actually, those teams their history is built out of factory workers. They were factory workers that played against each other, and they were clubs, and they ended up turning into what they are today, which is
Oh wow.
bananas. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. There's a documentary on, I believe, either Prime or Netflix about that, about how it's the history of soccer clubs. So pretty cool.
I want to
But
see
yeah,
this Christian Pulisic guy. See if he's really good as they
oh
say he is, because he was buns in the World Cup.
well, we'll see, man.
Yeah,
I'll let you
we'll
find that out
see.
on your own, bro. All right, man. So one more thing before we get out of here. We're
Yeah,
right about an hour, and I bet my wife that we would be done in under an hour. So we're at an
I was
hour and
telling
50.
everybody 45 minutes, so I already lost.
Yeah.
But
So let me
we be waxing poetic about baseball, so
We do. And
I
one
should have
thing that I,
known
I
better.
want to jump into this real quick before we jump out of here is I want to talk about this race right here real quick. Now, I'm not bringing this up to talk about the race itself, bro. I want to talk about how exciting this is for baseball,
Hmm.
right? Because what you have here is you got a 24-year-old and you got a 31-year-old. You've got the modern day Babe Ruth,
Hmm.
right? And he is going head to head with this 24-year-old kid, man, that just doesn't know enough to be intimidated by Otani. He's
Right.
young and you know what I'm saying? He's just like free spirited, man. He's like he's cursing drunk fans out, drunk female fans at that, telling them where
Yeah.
they can go and what they can do.
Hey, my man said equal rights is 2026.
So you got PCA, man, here, who is just he's just balling his brains out, man.
Hmm.
Third straight year, I think, that he's gone 30. Oh yeah, he's gone 30 30 home runs, 30
Hmm.
stolen bases. Otani last year did 50-50. So Otani's the first 50-50 man. Got to give him his flowers for that.
Hmm.
Otani is doing a lot of great things for baseball. And you know, we've joked a lot about my affinity for Shohei Otani or lack thereof. I've really come around on Otani in the sense that I look at where baseball would be right now. Let me give it to you like this: when Dick Vitale was always the ultimate Duke homer, right? Every time they would
Yeah,
purposely try to not put him on broadcasting Duke games because him and Mike Krzyzewski were really close, and you know that he was gonna
and they
always
they
go
some
for Duke.
haters because wasn't nothing better than hearing Dick Vitale call a Duke game, man.
Right, right,
He
because
did
you
it with
know
his
you
whole heart.
yeah he might end up passing out calling that game. He was so in love with Duke, right?
Right.
And then when Duke got beat, people used to go on Twitter, "Oh, check on Dick Vitale. You know, we probably you got to do a wellness check on him and blah blah blah." You know, and then he would come on and be like, "Ah, I'm so sick of these people writing this stuff. Go check on Dickie V and all the." And you know, here's the thing: like when Dick Vitale announced, I was one of the biggest Dick Vitale haters when it came to because I couldn't stand Duke, and I still can't stand Duke. But when Dick Vitale got sick, when he got cancer, and he had to step away from the game, and you didn't hear his voice calling games, I started
Yeah.
thinking about this. What you know, you talk about Dick Vitale loving on Duke so much. What
Hmm.
about if what does it look like when we don't have Dick Vitale? What does college basketball look like without Dick Vitale, man? And
Like the college game day set without Lee Corso.
that's what I'm saying, man.
You gonna
And
get a
it
Pat McAfee
really
to replace him.
right, right. And it hit me. It really hit me, man. I was like, you know what, man? This don't feel right, man. I grew up in the '80s, man, where Vitale was calling Big East games, man, and the you know the Dipsy Doo Dunkaroo and the Diaper Dandy and all the
Yeah.
he had all the sayings, man. And I saw when there was that drought where he was sick and he couldn't use his voice and he couldn't call games. I was like, man, I miss Dick Vitale because he brought that thing to the game. And the thing
Yeah.
is, he brought so much to college basketball. Every time he stepped into an arena, and he still does. But I look at what would baseball be like if right now if Shohei Ohtani wasn't in the league? What would we be? What would be the story, man? I mean, there's good players in the league, but what would be the story, Zeke?
I mean, we might find out soon enough. I don't know. You keep talking about this documentary.
Nah,
If
man,
Ipe starts singing,
I backed off of that because, when they started playing the tapes, bro, I was like, you didn't see my text I sent y'all. I said, man, listen, y'all are not gonna hear me talk about Shohei Ohtani is a gambler anymore because Ipe was like, man, this dude was calling in, pretending to be Ohtani and stuff. They got him, man. He
oh snap!
Ohtani is squeaky clean, bro. I'm gonna tell you, you hearing it from me. As bad as I wanted to say it wasn't, Otani is not gambling, bro, and he did not know Ipe was doing what he was doing, man. Ipe
Okay,
was dirty, bro,
wow.
dirty. Yeah. If anything, if there's anything that they may try to, I don't even think they're trying to, but if they wanted to look, was if he knew that if he was helping Ipe pay the money back. But
Yeah,
even then, with the recordings, with so many recordings, and it wasn't overnight. The FBI did their due diligence, man. They worked. They had the tapes. Once they listened to the tapes, they had like 20 or 30 different calls where Ipe was posing to be him. And
yeah,
so yeah, so we're not gonna see a world in MLB without Shohei unless Shohei leaves. So,
yeah.
but my thing is, man, I just this race right here is so good for baseball. I think if MLB embraced this a little more, because PCA is not going anywhere, man. He's really not, and I don't
Lord
want to.
willing, he stays healthy.
Yeah, man, and he's very streaky. He started off really slow this season, but I would love to see this battle every year, and. Yeah, it's going to get a little weird because Otani pitches. He hasn't pitched in like a month
He
because
hasn't
he
pitched
has a
since
knee.
before the All Star break.
Yeah, he's had that knee issue. So they're toning him. They kind of ramp. I think they said he's going to start throwing bullpen or something like that starting this weekend or
They're
whatever.
gonna get
But
him ready for the postseason. They don't need him
yeah,
now. They got
nah, man,
8 aces on their team.
I know. and they got eight aces, man, and they got one closer who can't hit the side of a barn right now. So
His
that's for you.
ERA about as big as my shoe size, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy right now what he's going through. So, but anyhow, for anybody who's a casual fan of MLB, if you just happen to tune into a game and the Dodgers are on or the Cubs are on, look for these two men because they just may cause you to become a full time fan because what they're doing right now, man, they're literally going blow for blow. Every night, one is doing something. Shohei, PCA, hits a walk off home run. He gets on base 4 out of 5 times. He steals 2 bags. Hits a game
Yeah,
winning home run, and then Shohei comes up later that night, hits 2 home runs. They're both just like it's just a ongoing battle. So I'm gonna be interested to see where this goes. But obviously I'm pulling for PCA because that's my guy. And yeah, I would like to see some new blood get that MVP, but we'll see what happens.
and this graphic is highlighting his offense, but the man is a beast in center field. Like he is
Yeah,
like premier defensive center. This kind of like, I, all right, I hate to put this on him, but it's almost a mix of like King Griffey Jr. and Andrew Jones.
I can see
Like
that.
just like the way he plays defense and the way he handles the bat. I mean, you see a 30-30, and he could flirt with 40-40.
You could
I mean, we
easily.
still got we still got a month and a half left.
Yep, easily, man.
So he could easily get 40-40, which I mean, after 40-70, boom, and 50
Right,
50. I
right.
mean, 40-40 is still rare, but I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I could. Now, it's funny how you mentioned he was streaky because last year he was supposed to, they were talking 50-50 because he was almost at 30-30 before the All-Star break.
yep.
And
He
he
was.
ended up just barely at 30-30. So,
Yep.
and then, like you said, he started off slow this year and he ramped up to where he is now. So, if he can
Yeah,
find some consistency in his game, and if the Cubs can keep like quality bats around her where you can't just pitch around him, yeah, he can be their next one, man.
yeah. You're a beast when you're 24 years old. They're walking you right in the bottom of the ninth. They're walking you to pitch to Alex Bregman.
Alex
Alex
Bregman,
Bregman.
yeah,
Alex
World
Bregman is
Series
thorough.
champion.
He's thorough. Like he's consistent. He's thorough. He's clutch. So
And they're like,
it
yeah,
just tells you
we
how
rather deal
dope
with him.
PCA is if they're walking him to get to Alex Bregman, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
So
but
all
it'll
right,
be
brother.
interesting to see
So
how this plays out, man.
yeah, it should be interesting, man. It really should. So I took us 13 minutes over time, man, but it's all good. So I,
What it
I
is.
think we good, man. We can get on out of here. Unfortunately, we will not have any outro music for you guys tonight because EV Mux is bugging tonight.
Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
but
wow, wow, wow.
it was a great episode, man. Me and
Yeah,
my man Zeke waxing poetic about the sport that we love, paying homage to one of the legends of the game, and talking some WNBA
and we didn't have to worry about getting cut off. Who knew? How
from
refreshing is that?
Rebellion Watch.
Yeah,
Oh man, Brady, we
call my
appreciate you
man Derek
tuning in,
Fisher.
man.
Ah, wait till I tell Chris he's Derek Fisher.
Yo,
Nah, man,
that's
I'm Jalen
awesome.
Brunson. Nah, Derek Fisher.
Oh man. Well,
But
man, we're
glad you
glad
got
that
home safe, Doc.
yeah, man, we're glad that we could give you some entertainment, man. We appreciate you
Thanks for
tuning in.
tuning in.
And yeah, man. So all right, Zeke, we gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. I'm gonna go back down here with my wife, man, and watch some of this reality TV, man, and poison my eyeballs a little bit.
I mean, you ain't gotta do that. You could go watch Black Lightning on Netflix. I don't know.
That's good quality time, man. You know what I'm saying?
Is it though?
It really is, man. I could sit
Is
there.
it? I mean,
It is,
y'all
man. To
can't do
sit there and
nothing else.
rub my wife's feet. She's
What y'all watching?
relaxed.
Love Island? Is that what it is? Love
Nah,
Island?
man. It's something called something blind love. Is love
Oh
blind?
my gosh!
Yeah, it's about
I'm
these
gonna be
people that.
nice because she might be watching.
These
I
people
love you,
that
Mrs. Jones.
they go in these they go into these pods and they can't see each other and they date like through a wall or whatever and they never see each other and then you know yeah man it's wild
Hey,
man
everybody got their thing, man. I'm not gonna judge.
it's all good man. All right, big dog.
All
We're gonna
right.
get up out of here, man. We appreciate people tuning in with us again. Like I said, there won't be any outro music. We'll just give you we'll give you the logo screen. Please like and subscribe. Subscribers would be very, very nice. We don't hound people for that, but if you could subscribe, that would be awesome. We appreciate you spending time with us. I know it's late. I know we start at 9 o'clock every week, but we do appreciate people sticking around and just kind of committing themselves to come on with us. So, with that said, we're gonna get out of here and we'll see everybody next week.
One last thing, keep an eye out for the social media pages. We're gonna try to get those more active, interact with y'all throughout the week,
No
and
doubt.
so it's not just a Wednesday at 9 type of thing.
No
We
doubt.
sports is 24/7, so we're gonna be more active and trying to engage y'all a little bit more. So keep an eye out for that.
Yes, sir. All right, big dog. I appreciate you, man. And we'll see everybody
Likewise,
next week. Peace.
deuces.